When I first started training, personally, my hardest thing was people to believe in me as a trainer. I was so young and I was pretty good in the area at basketball. People just thought of me as a really good basketball player putting together little workouts. I wanted to be looked at as a really, really good skills trainer. So that's one of my hugest problems. What's usually most people's problem is the business. Once they start training, how do I charge? What to charge? How can I turn this into a business? Do I want to turn this into a business? That's usually the hardest, but for me, it was more of trying to get that respect as a trainer and to be looked at as a trainer, not as a basketball player just doing something on the side. So me not having a facility or a spot, it's affected me a lot because I'm big on being consistent and being available. And as you know, if you don't have a consistent spot, you're not able to be available. So when these clients, once you start to grow a little bit and they may, hey, can we get a workout today? Can we get a workout later on today? If you don't have a spot, then that's gonna be no. So in reality, you're turning down multiple clients. You might not think one or two or that many clients, but one or two a week, one or two a day start to add up. And financially or business-wise, that starts to turn into money that you lost only because that you don't have a facility. So I think locking down a facility, either some type of relationship at a facility or taking it the ultimate route, being able to lock in your own facility under your name or your business name is the key goal. Me not having a facility at the beginning, I kind of always wanted to have my own facility. I didn't know how it was going to look, but that was always a dream far down the road. What I needed to do was first save my money, you know? So I would charge clients X amount, I would save my money here or there. I was blessed to start, once I started to grow a little bit more, I would go overseas and I would just save that money. I've never really been a flashy guy. So I've always just kind of stacked that paper up, stacked that bread up until it hit a X amount, and then I was able to at least look, hey, am I able to afford this facility, to rent this facility, to lease this facility? In getting the facility I have now, the hardest process, it's stages because it's all hard. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But the hardest process is understanding we're in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is a popping, growing area. There's not much out here. So think about it, if you have like 5 to 6 boxes and you gotta check like, hey, I only want 4,000 to 6,000 square feet. So boom, now you're limiting into smaller. Hey, I need it to be open space. So now you're limiting the search. Hey, I need the ceiling to be at least 22 plus feet. Now I'm limiting it down. So now you're like, hey, we started at 1,000 buildings, now we have 2 and those aren't even available. So I think that was the hardest thing, was being able to find availability first, because I started really looking about 2020, 2021. Getting a realtor is not that hard because you can always just say no, and the realtor probably won't be that interested in you later on down the road. Once the realtor finds things, are your clients able to go to that area? Are they gonna move? Are they gonna make that extra 10, extra 20, extra 30-minute drive? Because the biggest thing for a lot of clients is convenience. You have to ask yourself, how many clients am I gonna lose because of the inconvenience? But then you also have to think, how many clients am I gonna gain because I actually have my own spot, my own network where I have full control of. But as soon as I walked in, I already had the vision immediately. It was super cool. I was like, hey, I want 2 mini courts and then I want at least 94 feet right here because I believe this looks over 100 feet. I think I can make it happen. But it was a gymnastics gym. So then that's what you gotta learn the business and learn to talk to your realtor and these things that I don't know anything about, but I'm excited to learn, but I'm also excited because I don't know that much. What do I need to do to completely gut this place out and then to make sure the floor is perfectly even? Hey, I might need to move some HVAC around so the ceiling's high enough. I need to move these fans and all that, and how much is all this going to cost? And when I realized what everything is gonna cost, add another $10,000 to $20,000 because you're probably way off, because there's gonna be 2 or 3 hiccups that are gonna happen along the way. My initial was, hey, I want this entire project to cost $100,000 to $115,000. Then I got this facility and I wanted certain things. I'm a guy that listens to my athletes. What floor they like, what they don't like. I don't have an endless supply of money, but I want to have the place when parents and athletes walk in, they're like, man, this is really nice. So my floor alone was 6 figures. You know, I wanted the real wood. I didn't want the Brazilian, and no disrespect to the fake wood or the NBA floors that move that aren't that great. I knew what type of investment I was putting in over the long term. So if I spend a lot of money now, I know in the long run, I will be smiling. A couple of my friends did this earlier and I learned from them and I look up to them. They had a gym, small warehouses in different places, and one thing that 3 of the guys said was, I wish I would have got the nice floor. I wish I would have got the nice floor. I ended up spending over 6 figures on the floor alone. We have the mesh, the little spring, and it's cool seeing the athletes' reaction. Like, they'll be sitting down stretching and watching games like, hey man, your floor's like going up and down. I'm like, yeah, we have mesh, we have little springs in there, just like the big time courts. And they'll say like, oh, like the NBA courts. And I actually took a wood class because I wanted to learn and be educated on this. If I'm spending 6 figures on something, I need to be educated on it. And learning the different type of woods and different type of systems. The NBA courts are meant really to be played on for 3 hours, right? They're okay floors, because you think about it, the Lakers play and the Clippers play the next day, that floor is being picked up, being put down. How good can that really be, you know? And then there's ice under it, you know, for the hockey. So that's a 3-hour floor, but I'm training 10, 12, 14-hour days. That floor doesn't seem like it's gonna hold up in 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 years. So I made the investment, and I think it was the best investment I've made in the last 3 or 4 years. The reason why I went with the goals is because, like, as a kid, I looked at, you know, I'm a suburb kid, but I wasn't able to afford the Gorilla goal. Those were like the ultimate, like your parents are doing real good. You know, those like the NCAA, NBA goals. 10, 20 years later down the road, I'm able to afford them, and I want to get the best goals. Hey, they have like 5 or 6 different versions, and I wanted to get the best for my athletes. If I'm gonna have the best athletes here, I want to be able to try to provide the best situation for them, from goals to recovery to floor to everything, to trainers, you know, to the situation. So, hey, you gotta put your money where your mouth is if you want to be a boss, and hey, boss do boss thing. How I gotten a lot of clients, for sure. I'm in a different area. I have a lot of new clients, but also with my overhead being extremely high, that was also the goal. The goal was to obviously get more clients. I have 10,000 square feet of space, you know, 7,800 of open gym space. So we're able to handle more clients. You know, now I'm able to pay my trainers a lot more. They're able to grow and flourish as trainers and as people and learn from the game. I'm able to learn from them, they're able to learn from me. So it's a great community we're creating here for the game of basketball in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I think that's the biggest thing right now, just being able to keep those clients happy, learning from them, asking questions, what'd you like about the training, what can we provide? You know, now I'm big on trying to get proper recovery for them, you know, trying to get a masseuse in here once or twice a week, getting 1 to 2 massage chairs, and that just comes from, hey, are we doing really good a couple months? Once again, am I taking that money and taking it home, or am I taking that money and reinvesting into the company? And I think that's the difference between really successful businesses. You don't take that money and just do nonsense with it. Some of these guys are, maybe because of their profession, they go out buy cars and they chains, and that's cool. I think for me personally, you know, if you guys want me to open up, is I think it's really cool for me knowing I can buy it, but I'm not going to. You know, hey, I could buy that, but I'm not going to. I'd rather buy 100,000 plus wood court where I can, you know, make over 100,000 people smile over the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, that's pretty it right there. You know, if you're gonna open up your own facility, make sure you break down how much money you want to spend, and whatever the amount you put, it's not going to be that amount. Have a couple extra dollars. Make sure you have a proper team. You know, what I've learned through this process, you're not gonna be able to do everything by yourself. Have a proper team where you're able to put different teammates in different areas where they're able to excel. Hopefully you guys learned a lot through this video. I wanna be able to help and inspire, and it's not gonna stop here with me. In the next couple of years, you'll be able to see what we have up to next, because it doesn't stop here, baby. Coach Marcus Hodges, you already know, man, let's get it.